What if you could replicate Japan U-20’S tactics in eFootball? After the previous Blue Locks tactics video, I've analyzed the full match play-by-play again to break down U-20’S strategies and tactics throughout the match. Just like last time, I'm going to match each player with the perfect player card in eFootball, as well as copying their tactics and actually use them. The video will be divided into 3 parts: player selection, tactics cloning, and online highlights. Let's get started. Before we move on, I'd like to thank you all for helping me reach this unbelievable milestone. Your support means a lot, and I'm excited to keep making content that you enjoy. Fukaku Gen is a pretty tall keeper. He isn't a sweeper keeper like Gagamaru. He's all about staying in front of the goal line. I chose Kon, a defensive goalkeeper, to represent Fukaku. Oliver Aiku is the left center back. He is not only the leader of U-20’S defense, but also the team. Aiku is known for his sharp vision, exceptional spatial and defensive awareness, and reflexes. He can utilize his physicality to the fullest while accurately calculating the best defensive decisions. I don't think there's anyone more similar to him than Virgil van Dijk, who's also very tall and physical, and is known for his immaculate decision-making in both 1-versus-1 and 1-versus-many defenses, as well as commanding the whole backline. Aiku showed how he took action after making calculations in his mind, which is very close to Van Dijk's defensive style. However, this tendency to calculate can sometimes be a weakness, as opponents could take advantage of his lack of aggression at times. Niou, the right center back, on the other hand, is a typical destroyer. Being extremely aggressive and physical, his style allows Aiku enough time to make the best decision, whether to make a tackle or block a shot. I picked Upamecano, who has a similar height and extremely high aggression and physical contact, as a comparison. Both fullbacks had a very defensive role, marking Blue Locks wingers one-on-one. Darai, the left back, is all about defensive awareness and anticipation. He was able to tightly mark Otoya using his top-notch defensive off-ball movements. Niou, the right back, isn't the tallest, but he makes up for it with speed and quick reactions. He gave Yukami a lot of trouble by staying close and being aggressive. I chose Costa Curta, a defensive fullback who prefers to stay back and has good defensive stats, for Darai. For Niou, I picked Albert Ferrer, a relatively short fullback with good pace. Ferrer can be given a defensive instruction to replicate Niou's defensive mindset. Wakatsuki and Hayate formed a double pivot as part of the Iron Wall defense. Wakatsuki at 179 centimeters, is a strong tackler with deep positioning. He plays a classic anchorman role, sitting deep to protect the backline. I chose Endo, who shares the same playstyle, height, and excellent defensive abilities to represent Wakatsuki. Alongside him is Hayate, a 186-centimeter midfielder, known for his aggression and pressing. As Karasu described, Hayate was in charge of the first phase of U-20’S defense through his relentless pressing against the ball-carrying player. Hayate is also very versatile, as he played a single pivot role in the second half. I think Goretzka is a perfect match. His excellent pressing ability was essential for Flick's Bayern, and he shares a similar height and physicality. Honestly, they didn't really do much in the match, but I was able to identify their specialties thanks to the Blue Lock wiki. On the left wing, we have Cho Kento. He is right-footed, so he focuses on cutting in rather than crossing to the forward. At 193 centimeters tall, his main weapon is his height, which gives him an advantage during post-play. This means he's good at heading and shielding. I picked Rafael Leao, a left winger who's also very tall, right-footed, and good at physical contact. For Kitsune Teru, the right winger, I picked Leroy Sané. Both are left-footed wingers who rely on speed and explosiveness, and are great at making runs behind the defense. Now for the star of the team, Itoshi Sae. Sae is the creative force behind the attack. Whether it's his impossible dipping shots or his pinpoint crosses, Sae controls the tempo like a true maestro. If you think of a player who's left-footed, excellent at dribbling, passing, shooting, and free kicks with immaculate precision, who comes to mind? I can't think of anyone better than Maradona or Messi. However, I believe Maradona is a closer match. His classic number 10 playstyle mirrors Sei's approach, initiating attacks through fluid dribbling and precise passing rather than off-ball runs. Additionally, both Maradona and Sei share the Marseille turn as one of their skills, which Messi doesn't have. Sendo played as a lone forward at first, and as a second striker behind Shidou in the second half, showcasing his versatility. Even though he couldn't score, his dangerous runs created opportunities, and his defensive contributions such as high pressing and a goal line clearance were very important. I chose Lautaro Martinez to represent Sendo. Lautaro is a hard-working goal poacher who runs and presses a lot, contributing to the team even when he doesn't score. He also thrives in both single forward and double forwards formations, just like Sendo. Finally, we have Shidou Ryusei. At 185 centimeters, Shidou is an unguardable forward known for acrobatic finishes. Zlatan Ibrahimovic would be the perfect match, as Shidou's second goal during the match mirrors Zlatan's style. Unfortunately, I don't have a Zlatan card in eFootball because he's retired, so I had to find an alternative. Shidou made countless runs challenging Blue Lock's offside line, making him a proper goal poacher style forward. He can score from any angle with great kicking power, acrobatic finishing, and excellent aerial ability. I think a post-30 Cristiano Ronaldo is a fitting comparison. Ronaldo shares similar height, scored a stunning bicycle against Juventus, and possesses great kicking power and aerial dominance. His dynamic playstyle aligns well with Shidou's. Here's my final Japan U-20 squad. For the bench, I've included alternative options for each player, just in case their form is bad or their stamina runs out. I've also made a table of each U-20 members' similar players. I think Japan U-20's strategies can be summarized in 3 modes: defensive, offensive, and ultra-offensive. The main tactic should be long ball counter because the U-20 is known for their disciplined defense and counterattack. The starting mode was defensive, with a formation of 4-2-3-1. Before Blue Lock's 2-1 lead, U-20 was more defensive-minded, with a double pivot in front of a back four that didn't make any runs forward. So I gave a defensive instruction to my offensive right back. Their main way of attacking in this phase was making Sei do all the work transitioning between defense and attack by dribbling and making long passes to Sendo. He even had to score by himself. The two wingers weren't very ambitious in attack. To defend in this mode, U-20 had 3 phases of defense. 1. Pressing with Hayate. 2. The back four maintaining a good defensive shape. 3. Aiku clearing the final threat. The second mode was offensive, achieved by moving the 2 wingers forward and making Hayate press higher, changing the formation to 4-2-1-3. In this mode, the main strategy was to move the ball quickly to the final third and have the 3 forwards shoot whenever there was a chance, with Sei making killer passes from the middle. I would probably get rid of the defensive instruction to get more numbers up front. The third mode was ultra-offensive. By subbing in Shidou for Wakatsuki, the formation switched to a 4-1-3-2, with Sendo playing slightly behind Shidou. The main attacking strategy was to get the ball out from the backline as soon as possible and make quick one-touch passes between all 5 attackers, with anyone taking a shot whenever possible. I would give a deep line instruction to Sendo to replicate how he defended with his heart during the match. Now the tactics are all set. Let's see how they perform in online division matches.
And expectations are rising way through. The defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. The certainty of finish.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
So the game's first significant moment.
Good read. He read that really well and stopped it.
Neymar really needed to concentrate on perception, was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
While facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. He's had a hit! He's scored!
超えられない
2 up
Quality deserted them when they really needed.
Rice, Japan finding their passes.
2 added minutes have been indicated.
The final action of the first half.
So
Number 17, De Bruyne.
So off we go once more.
Messi. Coming on the field.
And it's played forward. Sané. Maradona. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. He has found the way through. A well cut in.
For this match,
Japan are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Martinez. Maradona. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Cristiano Ronaldo! Have their second corner now. Oh, smashing header! And more, and more, and more! Japan find a position of real strength. Maradona. Couldn't quite squeeze that one through. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! One place to keep him. The place to be at this. Oh, good looking ball. Another pass, just keep. He's having a go! To come out. Sharp movement, came up against a defender though who was ever so determined. He's taking no chances down. Japan have the chance to go the other way. Goretzka is onto this. Can he put it away? And he really went all the way. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Rashford, he's down the finish. Costa Curta gets it away.
that sort of player in your side is reassuring.
And
Just
Japan still this single goal behind. Host Maradona! Oh, what a fly!
move and then it perfect.
That has certainly made Japan are of course in a position to go. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Climbs up big!
The draw here, although there's still a chance for one last.
And Shevchenko! Clear. Can he finish? Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. And the juices off. Now it's Bailey. Great ball and he's in here. He's had a chance.
Anticipate on heels rather than toes. Well, we've seen the hundreds win it back and the focus to make it count.
And the finish! Floats it up and over. Real chance! Loose ball now and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Now it's Messi. Costa Curta, 1-0 the score. Great hit! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Oh, he's been caught on it here. There's the hit! In he goes again! But even that couldn't save them this. Oh, what a cut, eh? Costa. Now it's Martinez. Rafael Leao. It's a British game, this. Bayern Munich get the ball rolling for the second period. Beyond the defence, and he's managed to get free. Big header! cannot yet be done. Haaland! He welcomes it in. Costa Costa looking here to chip it through. And that has left him in a heap. Schneider just eases him off the ball. Cristiano Ronaldo. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! Will have one further opportunity to make. Haaland hits one. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, he's been caught napping. Looking to set free a runner. He's found a way through. And the shot. It's a loose ball. He's had a hit. And the keeper couldn't hold it. That is decidedly lacking.
His radar picked up on that very quickly, and he was first to react.
Keep the ball and you win the game. It really is that simple. He's picked his way through. Maradona. Lovely pass. Oh, shooting chance! Well, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Fiddles it through. Maradona. Yeah, I think if that... Now the finish! Japan are at the peak of their powers as for their opponents. And that is it.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and share.
This stop was simply far too clever for their opponents.